Hi everyone, it's Lisa with InkandInspirations.com. Welcome to my studio. I am so excited to share with you a really pretty project tonight, but I first just want to say hello and welcome everyone here. I try to do a weekly premiere video here on YouTube, and so if you are watching at the time of the premiere, you'll notice there's a live chat to the right. And if you have questions or comments, and I'd love for you to just say hello and where you're watching from, you can just leave it there and I will be participating in that chat as the video progresses. So anyway, before we get started, if it's your first time here, again, I'm Lisa Brown. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I enjoy sharing videos and project ideas with the great products from Stampin' Up. So I hope you will enjoy this, and I hope if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you will click subscribe and the little bell so you'll get notification of all my videos. So first off, what I wanted to do this evening is just share with you some Happy Mail that I got this week. So I've got some cards and a beautiful project. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera down and show you my desktop, and then we'll get started. Okay, this first beautiful note card is from one of my STARS team members, Melinda Guy, and I love how she's used the Jar of Flowers stamp set with just the bunch of flowers. I just think that set is so versatile, and I love this card. Look how she's embossed the front and then applied some ink over to make the image and the texture just stand out. So really pretty card. This one is a card from my Stampin' Up DDM, which is my demonstrator development manager for this area of the U.S., Chad Williams, and he sent a sweet card because we weren't able to go on our incentive trip this year due to travel restrictions and everything that's going on. So he just wanted to let us know that he's thinking of us and congratulating us on achieving that incentive trip. So that's a really sweet card. Thank you, Chad. This one is from one of the demonstrator support agents at Stampin' Up that has helped me numerous times. If you've ever called the 800 Stamp Up number for help with Stampin' Up, you know our demonstrator support and our support team is just awesome. And I believe she's moving on to another job. I think she's going to be a classroom teacher. So excited for her. And she sent me this sweet card. So good luck to her, and really appreciate receiving the card. Now this one is from my sweet dear friend, Susan Lavasser, and she sent me a gift with it that I'm going to show in just a minute. And this is that beautiful peony suite. Isn't that gorgeous? And I believe this is from the Ornate Frames dies. So I love how she combined two different bundles here to make this beautiful card. Look at the sponging here. So pretty. All right, before I show you that special gift, I want to remind you, if you're watching this at the end of July, July 31st ends the bonus days for Stampin' Up. And bonus days, if you are not familiar, is with every $50 purchase before shipping and tax from my online store, you earn a $5 coupon code from Stampin' Up. And Stampin' Up will email you that code, and you can redeem it between August 4th and August 31st. And that's great because that's the holiday, I say holiday, the new mini catalog goes live then, so you can use it then on your wish list. So don't miss out on this, okay? Bonus days, if you need more information, you can leave me a message or send me an email at lisa@inkandinspirations.com, and I'll have some links in the video description too to help you out. Okay, this next project, excuse me, is just going to knock your socks off. Look at this. This project was sent to me by my friend, Susan Lavasser, and I had the frame to put it in. Just beautiful, and it is using the His Love stamp set, which is the stamp set that I will be featuring this evening in this video. So isn't that gorgeous? And I have it in my studio and I had to share it with you. So beautiful. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to show you the stamp set here. This is what I'll be working with. His Love, beautiful images and sentiments. And in the catalog, you can find it on page 50. And here it is right here. Stamp set just on its own. And I am combining that with the, let's see if I can find it here, the Forever Greenery Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. Here's a better look at the different patterns and colors in that paper. Okay, just beautiful. Okay, just beautiful. And also the coordinating Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper. So you can see I'm going to be using one of these die cuts here. Okay, these they're already pre-cut dies, but it also comes with these panels that you can use on card fronts. It's beautiful. Be sure and check it out. It's on page 152 of the annual catalog. Okay, we are going to get started, so let's get with the project. Hi everyone, it's Lisa here with Ink and Inspirations, and in this video we're going to be doing kind of like a double project. This is a little bit longer than I usually do for these premiere videos, or I anticipate it to be anyway, but I wasn't sure I was going to be in town next week, but I am. But anyway, I'm still going to share this project with you using the His Love stamp set. Just beautiful. And we are making this card folder that will hold 4 cards and envelopes, and it ties here. Isn't it pretty? And I'm using the Forever Greenery designer paper and some of the Forever Gold accents. Just really pretty, and it's very easy to put together. So we're going to start with the folder. So I've chose Just Jade from those colors in that designer series paper collection. And I have a full piece of cardstock here, 8.5 by 11, but I need to cut it to 6 1/4 by 10 3/4. And of course, all of these measurements will be on my blog, and the link will be in the description of this video. Okay, so I don't need my Simply Scored, I need my trimmer, which has disappeared. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to do 10 3/4. So this is 11. I need 10 3/4. So I'm just going to cut off 1/4 of an inch, and it's this first long line on the other side of the track. And when you're doing narrow scores, it's easier to use this right-hand side, or I find it to be anyway. Line that up. It kind of slipped on me. And so that is going to be 10 3/4 now. So that's scrap, throw that away. And now we need the width here at 6 1/4. So let me show you this. This can be kind of tricky too. But the 6 1/4 mark is in this little gray area here. And there's some little divots, okay? And it is this longest one that's closest to the joint. Okay, or that's where I found it to be anyway, 6 1/4. So let's do that, and I'll double check just to show you that. Here's my measure, and so I think you can see this here, 6 1/4. All right. So that little long divot next to the joint is the 6 1/4 mark on that paper trimmer from Stampin' Up. So now we need to do some scoring. We're going to score at 4 3/4 and 6. So let's get this Simply Scored over here and line this up. Put the long side up at the top. And so I'm going to go 4 3/4 of an inch. And 6 inches. Okay, so let's work with this. And we'll do some more scoring in a minute. I know I purposely didn't show you the inside of the little folder yet. It's super cute. So you see the little book there? Now I want to round the corner edges here. So I'm using this punch, and I always forget the name of it. It's the Detailed Trio Punch, and it's got 3 different punches here, and I'm using the corner rounder. So you want to slide that up and use the guard on both sides, and be sure your paper is square inside of there where the edges touch both of the guards. Punch. Okay, and let's do it again on, let's do it on all 4 sides. Okay. Line it up and punch, and one more time. Okay, so we have all 4 corners. So now inside there is a little pocket that holds the cards, and so we need to score this one, and I believe this one is already cut to 8 3/8 by 5. I'm going to double check. That's 5, 8 3/8, so I'm good to go. And I'm going to score it 2 inches on all 4 sides. So let's take this Post-it and put it here. Get our Simply Scored again. And so we're going to put this here and just go 2 inches on all 4 sides. So here's 2. Turn it. 2. Turn again. 2. And one more time. 2. All right, let's get our bone folder and give these some good burnishings on these score lines. And then we're going to do some trimming and assemble the box. Now, I never can decide whether to go ahead and decorate the front first or do the inside first. So I think I'm going to make the box, and then we'll wait to put it on the inside just to cause me less trouble. Okay, so now I'm going to cut up on those score lines here, just on opposite sides. So let's see, I'm gonna go up. And then again, I'm cutting right on that score line. And then you want to turn it around completely and go opposite and cut up. Now we're going to assemble the box, and I'm going to cut off some angles here to make for a cleaner assembly. If your score markings aren't exactly right for some reason, it kind of, one side will stick up beyond the other, and that's, you know, you don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to come from the outside and go to the score line. And you don't have to measure these. It's all good. From the outside, come down. I'm coming down about 3/4 of an inch or so, 1/2 inch or so. Doesn't matter. Just get that where it's going to make a neat assembly. Okay, let's get these out of the way. And we're going to put it together just like this. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some adhesive. I'm going to use the Seal. I probably should be using the Seal Plus, Stampin' Seal Plus, but let's go ahead and go with this. And I really like using the liquid glue, but it would take a little while to dry, and I don't want to sit and hold it. But that's really super strong. And look at me, I've got stuck on the bottom here. Hello, Lisa. Okay, let's do this. Match up the corner with the fold. And then here. All right, let's do this. Try not to get stuck to my grid sheet. I'll hold it this time. Put my hand underneath it, and that'll get all sticky. Okay, so now, that's a good stick with that seal. Come up, and then come up, All right. So there's the box that will hold the cards. Let me show you. Here's a card and envelope, and it's going to slide right in there, okay? So that is going to be adhered on the inside after we get all done with it. But let's go ahead, and I like to decorate this just a tad. And so I have a strip of designer paper, and mine is cut. I chose this stripe because I love all these colors. This is 1 inch by 9.5 inches because it's what I had. You need enough to go around and bend it around where it will hold, and because that back is not going to show. Okay, you're going to glue that down right here. Okay, so I'm trying to make it a little more even. And what I do here, I don't measure and score. I just kind of go around the corners and crease that little strip like that. Okay, and then I think I'm going to use liquid glue on this. Okay, beautiful colors in this paper. This bundle, the Forever Greenery, Forever Fern, is on back order. It's super popular. If you don't have, I think it's on back order. Yeah, back order. Love it. And I love this paper, so I thought this is what I'm going to use with this stamp set. So this little idea here with this folder and the cards makes a perfect gift. And it's not too early to start thinking about gifts. Isn't that nice to have them all ready? And also, it doesn't have to just be a holiday gift, Christmas gift, birthday, hostess. Okay, so see, that's going to go on the inside. All right, now let's deal with this. Okay, this is just driving me crazy. You can tell I've used that over and over. Okay, so now let's look at the folder again. And you can see I have some ribbon that goes around for the closure. So I cut about 25 inches of this. It's from the Forever Greenery ribbon combo pack. And I just kind of go around with it like this and make sure the edges, try to get them even as it wraps around like that. And try to put it in the middle. And then I can put a little bit of seal right there just to hold it in place. Okay? So that's ready. You want to do that before you put your designer paper on. Now for the designer paper, I have this print from that Forever Greenery, and we need to cut it as well. So we need 6 by 4.5. So I'm going to cut 4.5, and then I'm going to cut it in half at 6 because I know this is still 12 inches. So that's 4.5. Save that. By 6 right there. Okay, so I have 2 of these for the front and the back. Now, since we've rounded the corners on that book cover, that's what I like to call it, a book cover, I'm going to round 2 of the corners on each of these. Okay, so just do the same thing. You don't need to do but only 2 corners, okay? Because this is on the next to the spine. So let's see. It doesn't matter which side because it doesn't really have a directionality to this paper. If it did, you would want to be sure you did it the opposite of the way you punch the front, okay? Let's see. All right, here we go. So now, I'm going to get the little book cover back in, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this over top. So you see how the rounded corners match here and here? All right, let's do that. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. So I had to use that on some of the cards that go inside. Okay. And let's flip it over. And we want to be sure we bring this ribbon around and the designer paper is going to hold it in place, okay? And so we want the rounded corners on this edge. So we're going to flip the paper and just put that there, and it has like a small border around, and then I'm pulling this ribbon while that glue is still wet because I don't want it loopy right here. I want it flat against the spine. Okay, so let's press that down. So we got it going here. All right, moving right along, we're going to go to the fancy part. And what I've done is I went through my Forever Gold specialty designer paper, which is gorgeous, and I chose this one to go on the front. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I wanted to use gold foil for the cross. So what I did here is I took some gold foil and I stamped this cross in Versamark ink, sprinkled on the gold embossing powder, and did the heat embossing. And so now all I have to do is fussy cut this out. It'll only take a minute. And you would think that the gold on gold wouldn't show that much, but oh my goodness, it does. And it is so pretty and rich looking. I love it. And this is such a pretty cross. Okay, I'm going to cut out around it so I'm not dealing with so much paper, and then it'll be a little bit easier just to kind of move the paper around those curves. And on this one I get pretty close to the embossed cross. Okay, a lot of times when I'm fussy cutting a stamped image that's stamped on a light neutral like Whisper White or Very Vanilla, I will leave a little bit of a border around the edge so I don't cut through on the image. But this one, because it's embossed, it's a little raised and a little easier to get closer to it without damaging the image. You know what I mean. So my air conditioner just came on. It is going to be cooler here this week. I'm so excited. Just for a little change, you know. Thanking the Lord for health and happiness. But whew. Okay, so here's the cross. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so you can see here my dilemma. Now, although that's okay because this foil is really shiny, not as much, I mean, more so than this foil that we have sell the 12 by 12 sheets of, but I wanted it to stand out a little more. So what I did is I took the Tasteful Labels dies, and I used, these are gorgeous, I used this one to cut a piece of Just J, and then I embossed it with this greenery embossing folder, and I used this one with the row of the leaves. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So let's put it, and I don't put any too much behind these. It's a little bit too much glue, I meant. And I put it kind of here more toward the lower right. I just like the look. You can center it if you want to. And then I take this piece and it's going over that gold rectangle. Liquid glue. And then right there. And then here's this. I don't like to use too much dimension on folders of things because it tends to want to get caught on something before it's given. So I'm keeping it simple and just gluing it all down. So you see the cross is bigger than the actual die here and the foil behind it, but it's still so pretty. And then all we need for the outside is a few of these gilded gems. And so let me see if I can find mine. And of course not. Somewhere I have my take your pick. Here it is with my clear blocks. Okay, so let me push that down. So I'm going to take a large one. I'm going to come over here. And then a small one. And this is just personal preference too. Medium. And then small one again down here, and a medium. Okay, so there is our cover, and I've got sticky there, so I'm gonna have to switch sheets in a minute. So now let's go ahead and put our pocket on the inside, and all we're gonna do there is glue it here. Now if you wanted to, you could put another piece of designer paper here to make it really pretty, but it's not necessary. Your cards are going to be there. And like I said, you can fit 4 or 5 cards and envelopes. And I leave about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. And I try to center it from score line to the edge here. Okay, and then you can see that's gonna close, and that sturdies it a little more, and then we'll tie it. Okay, I'm gonna clean off my area, and then we're going to start the second half of the project. Okay, I'm back, and now we're going to work on the cards that are going to go in our little card folder. So for this, I call the Hope card. I have used the Stitched So Sweetly dies with one of the sentiments from the His Love set that we were working with, and it's a very simple card, and I've already done the matching envelope for that one too. And look, this one's ready. And so for this, I have a piece of garden green cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and I've already done the inside 4 by 5 1/4 Whisper White. This is on all of them. And then I did a strip of something I had left over of designer paper that coordinates the length. The width can vary. Okay, this one is probably an 1.25 inches. All right, and so that the inside is ready to go. And now I've got the outside with this beautiful fern and succulent piece, and then I've already got these ready to go. Here's the Whisper White label, and it is embossed in that Forever Greenery, the same one we used on the cover. And then I have this little beautiful die that's a label, and then Hope is already stamped here, ready to go. And so first we're going to put our ribbon, and this is the Just Jade in color ribbon. It comes in all of our in colors, and it's probably about 18 inches. Okay, 18 to 20. It looks longer than that from here. I probably cut it a little extra long, but I'll have the details, like I said, on the blog. And I'm just tying a knot over here to the left side of the designer paper. The designer paper is cut at 4 by 5 1/4 on all of the cards that we're making. We're making very clean and simple yet beautiful cards for this gift. And I'm trimming this off, and I'm probably going to save these pieces. All right, so now let's go ahead and apply that to the front of the card. You recognize that print from the front of our book cover. Get these corners, and let's put this over top. Okay, and then if you want to, you can put a glue dot underneath that knot of the ribbon. And then we're going to go ahead and layer these up, and then we'll glue the whole thing on. I love these labels, Stitched So Sweetly. They layer on top of each other so beautifully, and the shapes are so interesting. Just love it. Okay, here's Hope. Fit perfectly in that little small frame. And now I think on this I used dimensionals, so let's do that to pop it up a little bit. All right, then you can see this card is done. So again, 5.5 by 8.5 base. Inside has Whisper White 4 by 5.25. The strip of designer paper to give it a little accent on the inside is 4 inches wide to match the Whisper White, and then this one in particular is 1.25 inches wide, tall I should say. Okay, here we go. That one's done. Here's the envelope. Okay, let's go on to the next card. Okay, the next one I call the Rejoice card, and here it is. You can just see I've just had so much fun using my different dies and labels. This one is the, goodness, the stitched nested labels dies, I believe. Yes, these. These were carried over from our last catalog. It went with that Free as a Bird stamp set. Remember these? Beautiful. And it fit just right with this Rejoice and Be Glad. So let me get those. That's a Just Jade base. And I have a different kind, wrong envelope with the wrong card. Okay, so I've got my envelope already ready. And for your envelopes, cut a 6-inch long by 2.5-inch piece of your designer paper, glue it over top, and then trim off the excess. Okay, I think it makes for a beautiful envelope. All right, here we have Just Jade. All right, and then I have the Whisper White with the strip of designer paper at the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead, again, 4 by 5.25. And this strip is 1 inch wide, the one at the bottom here. It's just something I had left over. Make use of those scraps. All right, and then on this, I have this in color ribbon, the Peacock, and scalloped linen ribbon. And so what I do here is I'm just going to tuck that around like that. So let me see if I can get some seal here just to hold that down. Let's go around the front and see what that looks like. And then some more seal here. Okay. And then that's going to go over top like that. And then we have our Whisper White label backed with a pretty peacock label. Let's go ahead and mount those. And I don't think there are dimensionals on this one. I think I left that flat. It's going to have some dimension with what I add to the ribbon here. So I'm just going to put that just slightly above the ribbon, like that. And then I think I want to go ahead and glue this on. I want to get kind of in the corner here, just a smidgen of glue. Let's put this down. Yeah. All right, so then I took another smaller piece of that ribbon and I just tied a knot. And that way you're not wrapping all the way around and tying a knot. This seems to lay much better when I do it like this. And so it's just a faux wrap around. And I'm going to use a couple of glue dots on the back of the knot and just center it right here. And there we go for our second card. Okay, isn't that pretty? That designer paper just makes it. All right, our next card is what I call the Faith card. Okay, I'm using the cross again stamped. I've already have that ready. So I have a pretty peacock base, 5.5 by 8.5. I have Whisper White 4 by 5.25 again, another little strip there. And then this is going to go just over top, no ribbon on this card. The accent piece is another of the Forever Gold foliage pieces. And so let's put this right over top. that. And then I used my layering oval dies, stamped, and I cut the one that just barely fit around the cross. Pretty Peacock ink, Pretty Peacock scallop backing, and then I have 2 of these leafy stems, okay, and these can go behind just like that. So I'm going to take some seal and put it like that and make sure they're good and stuck. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. All right, and then that's going to go, oh, that's a little more to the side than I wanted. I wanted it more to the top, but that's okay. That looks good. All right, so let me go ahead and put this down. Use some more Stampin' Seal. This is some good adhesive. It's sticky, sticky. Then we're gonna put that right there. And then for this faith, you can see I used some of the gilded gems there. I used the Ornate Frames dies with this little bracket. This was in last year's holiday catalog with a Halloween set, and these frames are beautiful. So I just had so much fun going through and picking out frames that would fit these words and sentiments. And you can see I already have 2 little dimensionals on the back there. And then I'm just going to kind of overlap that oval, push that down, and there is that card with the matching envelope. The other one is somewhere. All right, and then for the last card, I think I have a little bit of stamping to do. Here's this one. Okay. I am going to make this "You Are a Blessing in My Life." Very simple design. It's so pretty with the paper. Okay, and this time I used the coordinating, the contrasting designer paper, which is the flip side of this one, okay, on the envelope. And I have garden green base. Okay, and I'm going to show you here. Oh, that's extra. I have the 1-inch strip of the designer paper on this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Whisper White for the inside again. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, I know what I needed that for. This one goes here, and then I'm going to take this, and let's see, how much is that? I'll have it down, but I think it's 1 1/4. Yeah, it's going to go over top there. So let me put that on. I love making stacks of cards like this. I mean, you know, coordination of product is great. I had a little bit of fun with going through my dies and seeing what would work with different sentiments, and oh, it's like I was so pleasantly, I don't have to say surprised, because I knew I'd find something that would work, but just, you know, we have so many beautiful dies. And the labels are amazing, and the ones that nest on top of each other. Okay, so this one I left where I could stamp for you, and so I wanted to show you, I keep these scrap strips of Whisper White, you know, when I'm cutting my 4 by 5 1/4 pieces to layer inside, and I always have this little 1/2-inch strip left, so it's great for so many sentiments. So I have the "You're a Blessing in My Life." I'm going to take the garden green and then just stamp over top and line it up. And I'm going to leave a little bit on both sides. And so I've lined this stamp up prior to mounting it. And so I'm hoping this, yeah, works pretty good. And so then I just eyeball this and snip off and leave a little bit on the edge. You could do an angle cut, you could do a banner cut, you could use some of our punches to make the banner cut. I was just like. Okay, let's get this finished and done. And you know, wanted to show how you can do this with minimal supplies. You don't have to have the dies, you could just cut. The dies are beautiful though, super beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna leave about a 1/2 inch on each side. Okay. Yeah, all right, so let's go ahead and put that on. And we've got that there, like that. And then gilded gems on each side. I'm using the small ones. And then we're gonna put it all together so you can see what a special gift. Okay, so let me clear out the goods. Okay, so I have the hope card, the blessing card, the faith card, an envelope, and the rejoice card. Okay, let's get our box. And look how it all coordinates so beautifully. This isn't the one we made, is it? This is the one I had. What did I do with it? Here it is. This is the one we just made. Okay, here we go. So I've got card and envelope. Slide in. And then the second one. And then next. Okay. And ideally, you would let these dry a little bit more before you package them. I'm going to take them out in a minute. Just wanted to put it all together for you. So, beautiful gift idea, I think. And just the products themselves just make it wonderful. And so easy to coordinate it all. Mix and match those designer papers on your cards. And beautiful stamp set. And there is our project. So thank you so much for joining me. I know this one was a little long, but thank you for sticking with me, and I hope that you will try to create this. If you have any questions, let me know. There will be a link to the blog with these details on the post in the description here on YouTube. If you're seeing this on Facebook, I'll have a link to the blog there. And I'd appreciate it if you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'd love to serve you. And so that helps me to keep bringing these videos and these fun projects to you. So thank you so much, and I will see you again soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.